Welcome to the Nectar and Grit podcast, where we take 5 minutes to talk with actors and filmmakers about weird shit. Welcome, Duane Daniels, to the Nectar and Grit podcast. It's nice to see ya.
Thank you. Good to see you, Austin.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. Having a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, since we only have 5 minutes, let's get this started.
Okay.
What's some of the projects you've been working on, or something you got coming up, or that you're releasing?
Well, I was in a cool film called Sanguine Teeth on a Driftless Road. I had a little fun part in that. That was fun. And that is, out there. People should check it out. I also have 2 musicals that I've written, that I'm trying to get produced. One's called Country Blues Saloon, and one is called Teenagers from Space, which is a sci-fi rock musical. So I got those here. I'm, working on and trying to get, some money to produce and all that. And then, I teach in France, several months a year. I teach acting online here in the States. So, I stay pretty busy with all of those things, but that's kind of what I got. Also, there's a film I did that's playing the circuits. It's a short called Wait to Tell Mother, and I played the father in that. A really fun, nice, heartwarming script that's out there now too. So those are my current projects.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a new project, what's a red flag to you, like in the character description or something in the writing, that makes you hesitate on taking a role?
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. You can always tell, like in the character description, sometimes you can always tell if something's written like by a student, like a totally, like a really youngster, someone starting out. Because the character description is sometimes like, they're casting the role of Robert, 40 years old, an old man who, and then fill in the blank, like an old man who looks back on his life and realizes it's all been a waste, So, it's like you see a lot of that in character descriptions. I it, I also like for a long time there I turned down roles for like homeless people. Like there's I didn't turn down the roles. I turned down the auditions, like people wanted me to read for like the homeless guy or whatever. And then also too, I don't like to play, and for a long time I played a lot of these roles, abusive like husbands or boyfriends. I played a lot of that stuff back in the day, and then like I just turned that stuff down. Back in San Diego, I lived there, and I did a PSA. Like I was an actor on a public service announcement about elder abuse, and I played a guy who was abusing an elderly lady. Right, she was my grandma or whatever, and this was just a commercial, like a public service announcement commercial, but I'm playing this abusive guy, and it was non-union, so they played it like forever. It ran and ran and ran, and like everywhere I would go in San Diego, people would give me dirty looks because I was the guy abusing the old lady in that commercial.
Oh shit.
So so I sort of turned down most abusive roles for sure. I'm not into, unless like sometimes like if I get killed, a blood death at the end, I that's okay. But like for a long time there, I played a lot of, because of my type or my look or whatever, I played a lot of abusive boyfriends and husbands and
Oh,
fathers. You know what I mean? Ugh.
okay.
And it's not only really the role like from the observer's perspective, but also to play that role. I don't like putting myself in those headspaces.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like playing bad guys, but they got to be a good bad guy, like the right kind of bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't. But yeah, abusive. That's just played out. I don't like doing that anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You have to give a flower to a total stranger today. How do you decide who gets it?
Um. Well, as an actor and like an acting coach and a director and all that stuff, I've spent a lot of time reading like body language and whatnot, and I would just try to find somebody who looks like they need a flower today. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody who looks like they could really use it. And I sometimes would like to watch 2 people interacting, and I kind of like, try to figure out who's feeling what about the other person and all that stuff. And So I would just make a decision based on who I think really needed a little pick me up. And it's really uncanny having spent my whole life as an actor and like watching people. I'm really good at reading body language and all of that stuff. So I would be able to know who needs a flower today. I'd pick the
So,
right person.
so you're giving it to me then.
Yeah, I could tell you need it, man. There's a bouquet on its way right now.
If you had to pick a co-star to share a bathtub with for a 12-hour shoot, who would it be?
That's so weird. Like, first of all, are we naked? That's one of the things I need to know because that really kind of whittles down who I want in my bathtub. Um, uh,
Well,
and like
chances are you've got the little thing that covers your junk.
the modesty sock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Th- there's a lot of people. I mean, I guess it sort of depends on the context. I don't mind I don't mind being around people who don't have the clothes on. It doesn't have to be sexual. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in a way, like it might feel a little weird if it was certain people. Like I wouldn't want it to be some 25-year-old female or whatever because I'm an older guy. So that would just even if it wasn't weird, it would appear weird.
So Selma Hayek then.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh gosh, no kidding. No kidding. But I mean, like, I am thinking, like, I could sit with someone like my age, like some older actress or whatever. That'd be all right. So maybe I'd pick like Judy Dench or something, or something
Okay.
like that. I think I'd pick Judy Dench. I'd love to hang out. There's lots of actors I like to hang out for 12 hours with, but being in a
Right.
bathtub, that's a different wrench. And
Right.
yeah. So I think I'll pick Dame Judy Dench, and that sounds like it'd be a lovely day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're over our time here, but what's the one part of your preparation process that would surprise people because it seems completely unrelated to filmmaking?
I don't know. One thing I will say is like I prefer to work hungry when I'm acting.
Ah.
I work hungry, so I don't really like full meals before shooting. I
I
think that
would tend, yeah,
yeah,
I would
your
tend to
character's
agree.
yeah, your character's got a little more edge if you're looking for a meal.
That's fair.
Yeah,
All right, well, thank you for joining us and joining me, and it was
that
a
went
pleasure.
quick. It was fun,
Yeah.
really. Thank you.